night. 8 o'clock tip-off. So 7:30 is when the pregame will begin here on WMMS. And then they head to Chicago to play the Bulls on Saturday, back here at home on Monday against the LA Clippers. All of it here on MMS. Hey, Joe is out in Orwell. What's going on, Joe?
Hey, how you guys doing, man?
They party like it's 1984 out there. What's up, Joe?
Oh, nothing. I just wanted to touch a base on different slang words my kids used as they were growing up.
Yeah.
And one of them, before you guys get to the porn section, like we looking at Playboy magazines and stuff like that. Anyhow, my son, I bought a 1989 Jimmy, and it was awesome shape. My son told me it was sick.
Yeah.
I did not know what sick meant. I said, "What do you mean it's sick?" I think it looks great. He goes, "That's what I mean, Dad. It looks sick." I didn't know what that frame of, I'm 63 years old, and my kids are all grown up and everything, but they thought it was like an awesome vehicle, which it is. You know, and I just wanted to touch base on that, like, different slang words that I've never heard before that they've used with me, and also like that was one thing. But another touch base on another thing. That my dad always had this Playboy magazine hidden underneath his easy chair, and me and my little brother, which was 4 years younger than me at the time, he'll always go in there and we'd look at the pictures in the centerfold like, "Ooh, look at that! Oh boy!" It was awesome.
Your dad really
sick.
It sounds sick. Your dad really wanted that magazine at arm's length, didn't he?
Well, I think my mom got him a prescription to Playboy magazine because she didn't want to get lazy.
I understand. I know. It was for his glasses. He couldn't see them too well, and he needed thicker glasses. He's turning it into a sleazy chair, more like it. I gotcha. Yeah.
Well, anyhow, I listen to your show as often as I can. I really love your show. And Poundcake, you're a cool dude. Everyone, Mary, and you guys are all great.
Everybody's sick around here, Joe. We're all sick.
I think so.
Right. Okay, thanks, Joe.
Ain't we all?
Right. Okay, thank you, pal. There's Joe out in Orwell, Ohio. That's way out there.
For Playboy.
A prescription for Playboy.
I like that.
You got to drive through the CVS, and you go, "Hey, this is out." I get one for my dog, too?
I don't know how I would have turned out if I didn't watch gay porn. That was like
you would have gotten to it later.
I would have gotten to it later, but like when I was figuring things out, as weird as it sounds, gay porn helped me.
You would have seen it if you had probably rushed a fraternity in college.
So when you were looking at straight porn, you're just like,
Well, something wasn't right.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I watched it, but I was like, I think everyone's there's two people on a screen or more, and I was always focused on the dude. But then when I saw my first gay porn, I was like, oh, everything makes sense now. Like I was like, where I want the things to go and the feelings I'm having, I was like, they do this in this movie. This is what I am feeling. So it kind of put like it put the
it put a face on what
I was
face on it.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that makes sense. So I'm not the only one that wants that there, or I'm not the only person that wants to do that. So that was
those guys
okay,
like the same thing I like.
So I was like, okay, I'm just gay, but I was like, I would watch straight porn. I'm just like, ooh, that doesn't look alluring at all. Ooh, why is it so?
Look at those naked, gorgeous women. Yuck. That's sick.
All the peach fuzz.
Peach fuzz.
She got a lot of peach fuzz.
Well, you can go way back to the kind of porn a lot of dads had back in the day. It was very hairy.
Well,
it was the opposite of peach fuzz.
I did not have a dad, so I never came across his porn stash. But I don't know how I would take that, because knowing what my dad is into, like knowing that about your father.
He was into black girls.
Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm speaking in general terms. I don't know how I would take that. If I found out my father was into something like kinky, I would look at him differently. I wouldn't want to just come down to the kitchen table for breakfast and I'm like, ooh, like, I know where you like to put beads. I don't like that.
Dad, you want me to whip you up some breakfast? Yeah, well, listen. May none of us ever be exposed to the kind of pornography that our parents enjoy. I would be surprised if my parents were ever engaged in any kind of activity like that. I know my parents went at it a lot when I was growing up.
Probably recorded it.
But I don't know. Recorded it.
They probably got home movies. You said, Dick, you don't know much about your parents, and it's because they keep it all in a vault.
On projector reel, old Ampex tapes.
They're like, oh, this is why my parents never had any videos of me. All the film is used up from them.
Instamatic photos. Well, they were never going to get mixed up with any vacation slides because we never went anywhere. So that was an extra layer of security they might have had.
No, see, I don't.
Stephen Kenton says that's when your love for piggyback rides began. Watching all that piggyback porn.
It was. That's when I discovered the first porn studio. That's why I got nostalgia for Broke Straight Boys. BrokeStraightBoys.com.
Broke Straight Boys.
Yeah, that's what it was. That's
It
what
was the implication there that they were so desperate for money that they would do anything.
I really need money. I don't know how I'm going to pay the rent. So, okay, so
They're really laying it on thick, aren't they?
We can give you $600 here, and you and Joe get close.
You and Joe get $600? That's a day's pay. Yeah, that's pretty good.
So don't remember, you're not gay. You're gay for pay.
But if you're really broke, you could give them $100, and they'd probably do it.
Well, they haggle.
$600.
That's a part of the allure.
Oh man,
I don't know. I don't know if I could do $600, man. To put that there. Oh no, I would need at least $1,000. No, $600.
It's the same thing. But it's the same thing with straight porn too, where they do these scenarios where a girl just doesn't know what to do, and she's never. But boy, once she gets in there, it's very clear she knows what's going on. She knows a lot of stuff. All of a sudden, she went from zero to hero.
For dudes, like you can't ever really believe anything because you can't tell physically tell if a man has lost his virginity. Like, there's no deciding.
And thank God for that, because that violates HIPAA laws.
You can't tell that about a woman either, unless you are examining them.
Fair, okay. I guess it is. I never bought the straight porn either, where it's like, oh, it's her 18th birthday. I'm like, instead of hanging out with family and going to like Kalahari, she's here.
Stuck in a dryer.
Girl, you can be at Kalahari right now.
You celebrate your 18th birthday. What you mean? You got finals.
Should be at a different kind of water park. Alan Cox Show After Hours line. You can always leave us a message there. It's 216-986-8903.
What's up, guys? Listening to Monday's show, Alan, you confirmed with Rick's brother that Rick was the one who he actually had passed away. And I just called to say I'm very upset about that. He was a joy to have to the show, and he will be sorely missed. R.I.P. Rick. I'll catch you guys later. Hate the show. Love you guys. Bye.
Homie was having a problem there. Yeah. He's really missing Rick. Well, we conjured Rick on Tuesday's show, I think. We were able to conjure Rick's spirit, and it was the backwards masking. I ran what we captured backwards, and that was the crazy part, because I think a lot of people felt some closure when I ran that clip backwards. Say good night.
Good night.
Good night and good luck. So, yeah. I have not heard, by the way, because that was all confirmed because a listener worked with Rick's brother. And I think he said, I'll give him your information and maybe he'll hit you up. He hadn't hit me up. But we have the information that we were looking for.
And it is such a bummer. I love Rick.
Yeah, it is. But look at it this way. We're also going to feel that even though we give him a hard time, we're going to feel the same way about Dick.
That's
different people, different callers, but all the people who like to bust Dick's balls, present company included, we do it too. We're going to feel the same way about Dick when Dick from Dayton dies. Now, next time he calls, I'm going to ask him when he expects that to be. And
I don't know. I got some concerts coming up with the Fiddlers, and then I'd really like to see a Browns championship before I go.
The Super Bowl. They're going to the Super Bowl. My cousin. Yeah, lives in Dayton. They have canceled 93 more baseball games. If you're a baseball fan, it is America's pastime, and it is past time for them to start playing. But the MLB has canceled 93 more games. They've kicked opening day tentatively for April 14th.
Damn.
Yeah.
I
Sucks.
Just get it done, guys. I want baseball this summer. I feel like this is going to be a good summer for it. We need it. Figure something out. What?
So
There's so much money that they can make.
Yeah.
And I don't see. I really haven't looked into it. I don't know what the demands are that are so crazy, but it seems like
the owners are super rich and they don't want to give up any money.
Well, stop that.
Yeah, well, that's how you stay rich. You don't give up any money.
You know how you also stay rich? By making money, and you're not going to make any money.
Making more of
the way
it.
things going.
So they lost their chance to play a full 162 game schedule. They canceled 93 more games yesterday. And so, you have, if you're one of these super rich players, that's not going to hit you that hard. It's like anything else in life. There are people who can absorb those things.
But there's a lot of players that aren't that level. Most players aren't that level.
Are not at that level. You're breathing rarefied air if you're one of these guys, making 9 figures or whatever. Those are very few and far between. 2 additional series have been canceled through April 13th. The total of 184 games wiped out from the regular season. 7% of the regular season has been canceled. So they said that opening day is being postponed tentatively until April the 14th.
Now, that's a much better day to have an opening day in Cleveland rather than March 31st.
Weather-wise, you mean?
Yeah, weather-wise. Let's get it going. But also, you never know with Cleveland because it could still be 30 degrees and snowing that day. And then the next day, 60 and sunny.
Speak of the devil, do you know what else April the 14th is?
Nope.
Dick from Dayton's birthday.
Oh, yeah. Wouldn't have got that.
He's the same age as my mom. He's a few months older than my mom. But they were born the same year. So maybe that'll put some steam in his stride. Maybe he'll take that as a net plus. That, hey, opening day! I'm going to be blowing out some candles or whatever. Obviously, March 31st was supposed to be opening day. That's what everybody was hoping for and planning for. And then, I don't know, the players are like, yeah, these guys aren't talking to us. They waited like 3 months to have a conversation or something, and then, I don't know. So they're trying to agree to something about the international draft. I don't know. It's all this weird crap that, unless you're really into the X's and O's of it, it's not going to make much sense to you. But for the people who just want to see baseball get played, you're not going to see it for a little while. Alan, even after examination, there's no definitive proof of virginity. Listen, I will leave that between you and your congressman. Right. I don't. I have no way to confirm or deny that.
That's a good point. Yeah, I mean, the hymen can be broke and still be a virgin.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there you go.
Well, I guess in Mary's case.
What, the horse?
No.
Or
Mary,
the tampons or whatever?
Tampon,
yeah, the tampon.
Yeah. But I don't know if that. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can't tell.
Alan, that Broke Stray Boys really, really explains a lot about Poundcake.
Why?
Because you're a grown man and you still love turning straight boys. Turning. Air quotes, turning. You love dabblers. You love them.
They are the Q part of the LGBTQ. They're questioning. All right, there's
He
a place.
likes the Q.
He doesn't want anything to do with the L. He's all in
That's
on the
true
G.
QAnon. I'm questioning, and I need you to keep this anonymous.
That is a part. There's a place for them in the community.
Yes.
They want to explore, but they don't want the stigma, and I get it. And they can trust me. I am a Volt.
They can trust. Oh, he's a Volt.
He's a Volt.
He's Voldemort.
They have a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good on you for being able to keep their secrets.
Yeah, I'm really nice.
And I also,
Mine's is P's and Q's.
Yeah.
A lot of P's.
A lot of P's, a lot of Q's. These Q's have a lot of P's. They're working on a deal to start spring training tomorrow, and opening day will be April 7th. That will never happen. From what I've read, they are still very far away, to the point where spring training is not going to start tomorrow. That would be great. I would love for you to be right. I've seen nothing that says they're that close. Yeah, April 14th is what they're officially saying. I mean, and again, that's only a week. Better than nothing, I suppose.
Still
but
dependent on them getting something together in a very short amount of time. And like you said, everything that we're hearing reports-wise, they're very far apart still.
Alan, I'm not gay, but I would sign documents for 600 bones. Oof.
No.
No.
You're just broke, bud. You're real broke. And those are...
The guys that I know...
Wait, was that a guy, though?
I have been with one straight guy. Well, I've been with a lot of straight guys, but mainly their thing is they don't consider it gay if they get service. Like, they're like, this is as far as I'm comfortable with going. I don't want you to touch anywhere else. This is what...
Oh, like if they don't have to actively do... If they're passive, they're
literally,
fine.
I had a dude that didn't even, like, look at me. Like, he was just like, I just want to feel this. I
wouldn't remember your dad.
Bill, I think he's talking about another scenario.
Oh, okay,
He said his dad looks at him, I think.
No, they
had lunch together not long ago.
These guys just want to get service. That's it.
What is he doing? Staring at the ceiling?
Like he might be on his phone, or he's just like
on his phone.
Yep.
How can you like even get into it? Like you're on your phone.
Because I think they just.
But why would you want to take part in that?
Because he's hot, and it was.
Wow.
I wanted to do it. He's like, listen, I'm curious to try this, but
I'm kidding, dude.
Just don't look at me.
He's like, oh, I'm on Candy Crush. Angry Birds. I got a real angry bird here.
Because he doesn't want to make it like an event. It's almost like how can Bill Clinton sit at the desk with Monica underneath there? It's the same thing.
But he's a heterosexual guy. But Monica Lewinsky was a woman, a young woman who was working in the office with him. Are you equating this guy with the president of the United States?
I'm saying a mouth is a mouth, and that's what he tried to justify it in his head like that.
Listen, do whatever you want to do. That's a lot of justification.
Well, that's why he didn't ever speak about it. We never spoke about it. I did it, and he was just like,
all right, now I'm going to be on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you're doing down there, I'm going to pretend like I don't even know. That's why I'm going to look away from my phone periodically. I'm going to go, hey, what's going on down there? I didn't, what, who? And then I'll go back to my phone, and you just continue whatever. And then again, a few minutes later, I'm going to go, whoa, what's all this then?
I had a friend,
holy cats.
I had a friend, and her boyfriend was into that, what you were talking about, where just liked a guy to service him. And they had a work relationship too, and she was in his email for something, and then like an email, she wasn't searching for it. It was like he knew she had his email, like access to it, and an email came in, and it was a reply from a Craigslist ad where they were like trying to figure out a time to meet, and she's like, "What is this?" And it was very devastating for her. So next time you're meeting up with a guy in that situation, just remember you're really hurting somebody else.
Like he cares about that.
Well, I mean,
I just want him to get a good laugh.
Well, I just find it because you
could be destroying a home, Poundcake.
The dude's going to be on his phone. He's going to look down and he goes, my girlfriend doesn't know anything about this. And Poundcake will just start laughing.
My jaw hurts.
See, that works too.
Yeah, that works too.
Yeah. The jaw hurts from laughing.
The hoops that these guys have to jump through, because there have been guys where I have hooked up with them once and we never did it again. And then out of nowhere, they're like, hey, I think I have something at your house. I left something. I'm like, you didn't leave anything at my house. They're like, yeah, I did. And I'm like, what? He's like, I don't.
My cue.
Like, they just, and they'll come over and then they'll just like,
Well, while I'm here.
Well, no, they won't even ask. They want me to ask them. I'm like,
yeah.
And he'll be like, all right, well then it's good seeing you. And then I'm like, wait.
Did you want a certain thing?
And he's like, oh, well.
Are these repeat customers?
Yeah, this particular person was a repeat person.
Right,
but
so he's not straight.
He couldn't fix himself to say, hey, I just want to get service. Like, he didn't want to ask. He was just, he wanted me to.
He's a nature of the knock type guy.
Yeah. he wanted me to move forward with it. And
This guy's walking out really slow. Okay, so I guess I'll see you later, Ron.
Unless you can think of anything else,
Oh,
any
boy.
other unfinished business.
I was going to tell you something, and now I can't Nah, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I guess... Oh, where are my keys? I guess I'll see you later. Poundcake's just standing there staring at him.
but like I'll literally ask him like,
All right, later. Get out of here, bitch.
but then I stopped making the first move because these guys, I'm like, did you want to stay the night? Like I was like, we can like. You could sleep in the same bed. He's like, no, I don't want to. No, bro, I'm not like that. No, that's ridiculous. And I'm just like, but
So they're really protesting too much about one particular sliver of this experience.
They want to,
but the most important part is the part they have no problem with.
they want the act, but they don't want the
They want the act. They don't want the fact.
Yeah, I mean they want the act, but they don't want the follow up, nor do they want like to be moved on. They don't want to. You don't want to have to talk about it. Like they don't want to have to be asked, but they don't want to
Jesus
have to.
They don't wanna be
Christ.
moved-
These are
they
the
don't want
kind
to be
of
moved on like a bitch.
yeah.
I'm like, so do you do you just want it? And they're like, no, bro.
These are the kind of guys that would like end up beating you up if you said hi to them downtown.
and that's
or
why I don't
something
make the first move
with their boys.
I'm scared. I'm so afraid of things.
No,
like
but
that.
even without, doesn't matter who makes the move. If they're trying to hide it that badly, doesn't matter who's making the move.
That's what I'm saying. Because they, in the moment, they'll be like, "Oh, this is great," and then afterwards, they're like, "Yeah, man, like I don't know." I'm like, "What you mean you don't know?" I'm like, I keep every
I don't
text.
know.
I keep every text message or keep everything because if they ever say anything happened that didn't happen, I got receipts.
Huh. Yeah. Well. All right.
These dabblers.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to have those Rise Against tickets for you, for people hitting me up for those. Rise Against are hitting the road this summer. The Used and Census